This conference will now be recorded.
Very loud. All right. So first things first, BoomTown, a brief description of it. It is a lead generator, and it's also a website that's going to be customized to your name. So it'll say, for example, megangann.premiumorlandoproperties.com. So it's a full URL that you don't have to pay for. I've made websites before, and URLs can be very pricey. This is something you don't have to pay for, and you get a website. So, and on the other end of having a website, it will also take information from people who are searching homes on your website, and it will generate the leads information such as their phone number, their email, and it'll pull listings directly from the MLS, so you don't physically have to update it. All you have to do is pretty much put in all your information, such as your contact information, your picture, a bio, even social media things, and I'll go through how to do every step of that, and I'll show you as well how the website looks like. So first place that you would go is leads.boomtownroi.com. If you just go to boomtown.com, it's just going to try to sell you the product, and BoomTown primarily, yes. Yes. Yeah, you could go in through the laptop. It'll take you to the mobile one, but it'll still work the same.
But can we go in just through our agent resources?
Yeah. It's going to be leads.boomtownroi.com. And then it'll pull you up to the home page where you're going to put in your information. Your email address is going to be how you get in here. So mine is premiumagent. And let's see if I guessed my password right the first time. Okay. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, I'm going to be teaching this class for an hour, and then I have lunch after this, so it might not be today, but tomorrow definitely. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so whenever you first log in, your landing page is actually going to be called Lead Central. I'm going to collapse this so that way I can see it. There's spam messages in there, so that's real nice. Okay, so this is Lead Central. Lead Central is going to be your home landing page. I'm going to pass around this too. Actually, I wanted to get the food out of the way first. This is just going to be what we go over today. So if you have any like questions, or if you don't want to take as many notes, this is going to have everything and all the steps I'm going to go through. So that way you have a reference point to go through. Okay. So Lead Central is where you're going to see people's information whenever they log into your website. So where I'm actually going to pull into first, megangann.premiumorlandoproperties.com. Let's see. That way you guys could see whenever you link your website to your Facebook, your business cards, any of your social media, this is where your page will pull up. I think it's still loading the banner because we updated it to a video. Beforehand it was just a picture, but now they have it to where you could customize your page, and you could even put a video or a different picture as the banner. So they've really updated some customization for this. So they just put a new video on there. That way it looks a little bit more presentable. The quality is a little in the beginning, and then it kind of snaps forward and it has better quality like that. So this is what your website would look like whenever people go to your web page. You'll see the first thing is a search bar here. So people will be able to look at properties or look at certain locations to see what properties are available. You have different options for gallery view, map view, photo view, and down here is where you could really customize your content. Where this is right here, you'll be able to put your picture, your information, contact, a bio. You're really able to customize it instead of it just being your name and number. So you do have the opportunity to put some more information on here too. So this information right here, this won't change. This is on everybody's. It's just to, you know, brand the page since we are the ones who give out the licenses for the websites. So those will remain there. And then at the bottom, it's going to section off locations for quick searching and also pull listings from the MLS every day. So you don't have to update this. It's going to update for you, and it will tell the people when's the last time it was uploaded or if there's any open houses. So it's really a great way for people to go on here and use your website as a reference. And it's a way that you could also gather leads from that. So you want to be a point of resource for the people that go on your website. They're also able to contact you through here. So if they have any questions, they're able to do this. But the cool thing with this, let's say if we go up here and we just type in Orlando, or not, Orlando. Oh, okay. We're just going to type in Orlando as the location. Let's say that I'm one of your clients or someone who found your info. Wow. That found your info and is using your website. So we're just going to scroll through, just looking at homes. And let's say we click on this one. What it's going to do is it's going to make you the point of contact for every single listing that they click on here. So that way you're not losing it to, let's say, if you were on some other search website, it might be assigned to a certain agent or a certain broker. They would call them and then that lead would not be yours. That could be potential buyers or sellers that you're missing out on without using BoomTown, because BoomTown will make you the only agent assigned to this if they use your website. So that way they see, oh, these are all owned by this agent. So I'd be able to contact them and I'll be able to go look at the house or sell my home with them. So if we go through and we take a look at this, it's going to give you all the information that's also pulled directly from the MLS. So everything that's on here is active. It also gives the description and just tons of information really. So it's even better in my opinion than some of like Zillow and Realtor. This really gives you a lot of different things and also it looks nice. So if they go through and they look at the pictures, just click through. After the third picture, it's going to give them a pop-up box. This is how you get the leads information. So if you go on here, they have the option to connect through their Facebook page, which is going to be quicker, or they connect with their email address. So if I connect with my email address, I'm just going to put a random one. Continue with email. It's going to ask for their first name, last name. So how it's kind of creating trust is it's saying that's using this as a password, but in reality, it is giving you a point of contact for these people. So it's a sneaky way to do it because some other websites are just, give me your address, give me your phone, give me your credit card information. So this, it's just going to take their email, first name, last name, and their phone number. So whenever they click on finished, oh man, not valid. Maybe it doesn't need the hyphens. Okay, so whenever we click through, we scroll down, usually it gives you a little, yes, a questionnaire. So if these people are on here, I mean, sometimes these people aren't going to fill this out because even me as a person, if I get a lot of pop-ups, then I'm done with it. But other people, if they're actually interested in looking at homes or considering contacting any sort of realtor, they will go through this and they'll put in their information. So let's say that I'm trying to purchase later down the road, and it'll ask them questions such as if they've been pre-approved for a mortgage. Is there any way that we could close that door? I'm sorry, it's just a little distracting. All right, thank you so much. So they'll go through and answer these, and then after those questions, it's gone. So that's what a user would be doing if they were to go on your website and if they're searching up homes and everything like that. Okay. So we looked at this house. Oh yeah, we like it. So I'm gonna favorite it so I could save it, look it up for later. If someone were to ever call you and ask, well, I want to customize it. I want to make sure that it has everything I want and everything I don't want. So it actually goes very detailed into what people might be looking for. So short-term rental, if they have a paved street, if it's waterfront, what type of views it has. You could really narrow it down and then gather those listings and send it to the people that are looking for those specific things. So after we looked at that, this is how the website front facing would be for people to use it. So whenever you go into your account, I'm just going to refresh this if it would like to. Okay. So once you log back in, it's going to show, this is whenever I was just on that page. All this information's already gathered all together. It's going to have my name, phone number, and it's going to have all my information. And it also takes note of the type of houses you look at. So let's say I look at a handful of houses, it's going to make the medium range from the lowest to the highest. So that way you kind of know what type of bracket of money that the people are working with. So you could really specify what homes you're showing to them because you already have in mind how much money they can spend. So that's really helpful too. And it will tell you the last time they've been on, the last time you've called them, if you've texted them, if you've emailed them, and it even has the lender who's attached to them as well. These are all just me because I use myself as a reference because the lenders do actually call. I've been emailed from a lender that I work with and I'm like, hey, we already work together. But they do reach out to them too to see if they need pre-approval or anything like that too. So they all work together in that sense. So if more people go on your website, the more leads that will be created in this back end, and you'll be able to organize them. You could organize them, yes.
I was just gonna ask, I don't think I heard you, but how do we know what the website is, like for ourselves? Is it just our name?
Yeah, so it's gonna be your first name, last name, and then if you're in the Central Florida area, it's Premium Orlando Properties. If you're in the beach areas, it's Premium Brevard Properties. But you'll be able to see that whenever we go into the settings. I'll show you where you could update that too to whatever you want it to be. So I'm actually going to go there first. That way, if you want to know how you could customize your page more, and if you want to update your password or your URL, you're able to go and click up here, and you can click on My Profile. And My Profile is going to give you all of the settings that you're able to edit on your website. So your login is going to be your email. You're able to update that if you change your email or update it. You could also change your password. This is going to send you a link to your email where you could update your password. Your URL, you could only update pretty much the front of it. So this stuff back here, you're not able to edit because it is branded to Premium Properties and it has to have a domain. So you're able to change this. I see some people use their first name, last name, or like a witty type of phrase too. But most of the time I do see their first name, last name, because then that will connect with their business cards, Facebook. It's easy to look up and see what these people are about. You could upload your headshot here, which Alex is editing now, so you guys should be getting an email by the end of the week with your headshots if you did get them taken today. And this is where you could input your agent MLS. I would say you don't have to worry really about your office one, but you can put that in there too. These two fields are just going to pinpoint what listings they put onto your website. So the main things that it's going to pull is just properties that are located around you, and your agent MLS number can be used as reference to show that you are a real realtor. So sometimes people will just have it blank, but they'll be like, oh, well, they don't even work with the Board of Realtors. So that's a way to give security to people. Down here is where you could edit all the basic information from your first name, last name, email accounts, what office location that you are at, phone numbers, direct phone numbers. And actually with this too, I'll go into more detail later. You're able to create a routing phone number, which is a free phone number that isn't your real phone number, that whenever people call it, it directs to your phone number. So that way it'll kind of limit out spam and everything. Before I put my real phone number on here, I got spam messages, and now that I have a BoomTown number, it clears out the spam. So, and also I don't have my personal phone number blasted everywhere. So that's a really cool thing if you want more privacy within your website. Your title, you definitely want to include. If you have another website, feel free to plug that in there. Awards and designations, if you have any awards, or just really this is the area where you could make it to where you stand out from other realtors, especially in your bio. I don't think there's any limit to how much you could type. So if you want to write your whole biography in there, you can. It's a way to make a personable experience on your website, since it is kind of limited as far as editing. You can't really change colors or backgrounds besides your banner on there. So I do recommend putting in the work as far as making a personal bio, because that's where people kind of create a relationship first off with you if they haven't talked to you yet. On here, people are also able to email you. So you can create a email signature that you could personalize. It'll already pre-make one for you, which is just going to be the basics. It's going to be your name, your broker, and then your URL. You could input your phone number. I think you could plug in a picture. Yep, you could insert a picture here too, and that could be sent with all the emails that you send through here. So whenever you do update that, of course you want to click update info. I think per section you're going to have to click update, such as, oh nope, it'll just do it all together except for the website and the login information. Those are separate brackets that you'll have to update individually. So what I'm going to go through now is going to be this left side over here. In the packet, I also go through this too. So Lead Central is what we primarily went over, which is your landing page and where it's going to gather all the people who visit your page's information. But if you go into Hot Sheet, this is going to show you the information from the MLS and what properties are popular right now. So once this loads up, whenever you have your leads in here, and let's say you have like 100 leads, once they go in there and they categorize their amount of money that their bracket is for looking, it will actually put people in categories for best fit and anyone who has favorited it who is in your leads inbox. So that's a great feature too, that you're able to see how many people this property might be fitting for, and then how many people already are interested in and favored it to look at it later. So that'll do that for you, and then you can gather it, throw it all in an email and send them an email. That way they're like, wow, I was just looking at this. This is an answer from the universe. So it's a great way to kind of just like keep tabs on what people are interested in and then use it to your ability to get more closings. Snooze. And these are just all listings, and it'll tell you if it's been down by X amount of money, when it was last updated. And you could click on the drop down too if you need more information as far as pricing and how much it's changed and the type of property that it is. So it looks right now these are a good amount of rentals, and there is homes in here too. So it gives you both ranges. And I think you're able to organize these however you want to. So you could change it to just homes or rentals if those are the things that you're primarily looking for and showing. You could also narrow it down as far as location too. If we go to the next one down, it's called My Listings. My Listings is going to be whenever, I believe it's whenever it's going to have all the listings that are active for your broker. So these are going to be the ones that are specifically on right now for premium properties. And it also shows you what people have looked at it through a BoomTown website. This one has 8, for example. So, but this one looks like it's been on the market for a while, last 3+ years. But it was listed a day ago. So I guess it says, it says 3+ years on each one. So you could see what people are actually looking at too. So you could tell people, oh, well, this house has already been looked at by a bunch of people, so you might want to jump on it because it's a great property. Give you the MLS number too if you want to look at further information for it on the MLS, the pricing and so on. So this is just going to pretty much focus on the properties that are based in your firm. But of course, MLS, you're able to show whatever ones that you'd like to. And then this, of course, you could organize it through whatever information you're primarily focusing on, such as high price. And it also gives you the average too. My deals, this is also a way that your MLS number on your profile will connect to your BoomTown. This is going to organize all the things that you might have already closed or have under contract, and it's going to correlate the numbers for you so you don't have to do all the calculations yourself. So I don't have any because I'm not a realtor, so it's not going to have any under here. But for example, if I did have sales and there were properties listed under here because it's connected to my MLS, it's going to tell you to claim it. So how you claim it is you want to make sure that the lead, if you work with them through BoomTown, you enter them in or you manually enter them in. So for example, if I put this in here and click that little plus sign, you could manually enter in leads too. So if you already have people or meet someone just having a conversation, you could manually enter in their information. And you could also import leads too if you already have Excel sheets or something like that of an old database to import into here. What it's going to ask for is their first name, last name. I would recommend putting in at least one point of contact in here too, because you could use this website as a like a database for everything and like a planner. So you could choose a source too. Source is going to be if you met them on a website, if you met them in person, if they've called you, if it's been a cold call, email campaigns, so on and so forth, because then that also keeps track of where you got that lead from. You could add them in. Then I'm going to go back. So for example, if I needed to claim that, if I sold something, it has to have a lead to be claimed too. So sometimes people will get over here that they need to claim it and they're like, oh, I can't, it says that it doesn't exist. You have to enter the lead first, that way it can track it to who the person was connected to. So this will gather all that information for you, and it will have all your recent transactions listed here too. So you don't have to go to 3 different websites to see, oh, where point A, point B, and point C were. It'll put it all together in one. You can even choose if you just want to see your buyers or sellers too. And you could change it to gross sales as well if you'd like. The second, well, the one below the My Deals is the Add a Lead, which is where I just was at. This button right here connects to here, so they go to the same exact place. It's just up to you if you want to click here, if you're closer there, and you'll be able to input those leads manually. So whenever we generally have our leads that we might get through our website, or if we have them that we manually enter in, you're able to organize them through categories. So categories are these special tags that BoomTown has pre-created that you're able to switch people over into. So let's say I have a couple of people that are in the new, a couple of people that are in the qualified. All these are going to be listed on the second page too if you need further information on what each one stands for. That way you organize them to what the proper information is for. On these pages, it also gives you a little bio on what this information, where it's for. So for example, new is going to be qualified for leads that should be called within the first 5 minutes and then reassigned to the appropriate category. So being reassigned means that they might be qualified trash if it's like a spam number, if it doesn't go through. Qualify is going to be, they expect at least call attempts for engaging with the lead. So I know that seems like a high number, but to be honest, sometimes it does take a good amount of phone calls for people to actually be interested, or if they're actually ready. So if I'm looking at a place, I'd like to build a relationship first before people jump on me and then just see me as a number. I think it's more important to, you know, create a personalized experience, let them know that you're there for them to answer questions or to show houses that they might be interested in. That way it's more of a friendship than a closing deal to the realtor and the person that they're showing homes to. As well as qualify. Oh, why can't I scroll over? Oop. We have the hot category, which means that people are going to be searching more on the website. Let's say they viewed your page 12 times. That would be qualified as hot. That means that they're looking at it. They're frequently searching different things. They want to know what else is out there. So that'd be a great person to hold on to, because that means they're genuinely interested in looking at homes and aren't just looking for fun. and it also categorizes all of them together right here. So all of mine are under new right now because I haven't switched them over. But for example, whenever you make a phone call and then they say, oh, well, I'm not looking, I might be looking in like the next 6 months whenever my lease is up. You could put them in a certain category and then in 6 months set a reminder or send out an email campaign and it will let them know, hey, I'm just reaching out to see if you guys are looking at homes still or if you'd be interested for me to show you some. But this will organize all of those for you. You don't even have to make them. It'll just slap them all in the right location, and then you could see if there's been any communications, call, text, e-alerts, or if there's anything that's been newly imported into those categories within the last 24 hours. Okay, so whenever you have all your categories, it all organizes as far as what category you place them in. But let's say you want to email everybody who's in the qualifying, the hot, or into the new category just to introduce yourself. This also allows you to make email templates. So you could even email groups of people through BoomTown itself, so you don't have to go to yet another website and then transport all their information. You could do it all within BoomTown. I already have a couple templates made up, but whenever you make a new one, it's going to be a create a new template. So I'm just going to go into one and click view/modify. And in here, you're able to customize your emails. So this is going to be the name of the template. This is not what people are going to see. So you can name it whatever you want, such as new leads email. So whenever new people come in, you know that that's the email that's going to be sent to them. And then you want to be able to make the email subject, and this is visible to the people who will be getting your email. And you're able to input the information, customize it through the fonts, the size of the fonts, and you can also you could copy and paste too, but as a note, do not copy and paste from Microsoft Word or Outlook. It's just because the interface for those two things, whenever you copy and paste, it might not transcend over into it. It's gonna like kind of crush it all together, so it doesn't like go together. But what I see work is if you do have something in Microsoft Word or Outlook and you copy it and then put it into like a text document or in an email and then copy it from there, because then it doesn't have any coding around the text. I know that kind of sounds crazy, but like this whole category here, this is going to be just like an article I found online. You could copy and paste it in here, you know, just to kind of have more engagement. So you don't have to always be messaging them about houses. You can message them about tips and tricks, or how you can pick the right homes, or why you should buy instead of rent. You could make it really personalized and kind of be an information base for these people. That way they could always go back to your website and continue to use it as a resource, which would lead to more engagement, more contact, and the opportunity for more closings. So if you make this out and you have your whole template created, you could click save and it will save it to that home page. In order to send that to certain people, you'd have to go back to the first page, which is Lead Central, and on there there'll be a little email icon. So I'll go on there and show you guys really quick. So this is where the categories would be as well. So if you wanted to switch someone over, just click the little arrow and it will give you your options here. And it will also give you these emails. So this shows that it has, like my first account I made on here, I had 2 emails, 0 emails on this one, and invalid email address because I put in a fake one. So it'll even cancel out the ones that aren't even real emails, so you don't have to go through the hassle of emailing people whose emails will bounce back. So that filters out too, saves some time, so that way you can kind of kick those ones to the trash if you want to, because if they don't give you any useful contact information, then there's really no way that you could contact them through here. So if I click on this, let's see. You're able to go through your templates and you could choose which one you want. So these are reminder ones too. They already give you pre-made ones, so you don't even have to write any up if you don't want to. So let's say that someone went on your account and they were looking at homes and then they haven't been on for 2 months, a month. You're able to click on this. Did you forget you have a free account? This is going to give them all an example of, hey, you made a free account on my website, and this is your username and password, just letting you know, like, this is a great tool that you're able to see listings and properties that are going on in your area right now. Short, sweet, to the point, and then it's still a way that you can engage without having to go through and type all of this, and then you could choose who it goes to as well. Oh, let's go into support because that's the email that I used for it. Okay. You're able to organize these as well. So for example, if you need it to be organized from, alphabetically, you're able to do that too. And even on the far side, if you need to organize it by lender, you could organize it by lender. I know sometimes people want that information just to see who's working with who or who it's assigned to. I know lenders ask me that question. So you're able to customize this however you want. If you're more interested in people who are looking at higher properties, you could organize it by price too. It'll tell you how many times they visit and how many times they like things. So this really kind of categorizes everybody. Okay, so I believe we're on tools. Yes. So in tools, this one is a little tricky. Last time I taught this, it was a little confusing, but we finally found a way to explain it. So I'm going to try my best to. This is called a tracking link generator. So what this does, let's say that as realtors, you guys network yourself through many different things, such as websites, Facebook. You guys might pay for ads through Facebook, Instagram, all across the board. There's so many places that you guys can broadcast yourself to pull in leads. So let's say, for example, you pay for a Facebook ad. You can input the link to your Facebook ad here. And then the source, of course, you'd pick Facebook. And then you'd name the campaign. So that would be, Facebook ad. And it's going to do, so if they click on your website and you know how it gave the pop-up for their information, you could actually change that to how many times they click on it until they give you the information. And whenever you generate this link, what it's going to do is it's going to keep track of how many leads came from that Facebook ad, so you could keep track of what campaigns bring you the most clients. So it will pinpoint where the traffic came from. So if you're not getting any feedback on like on YouTube or something like that, but you're getting a lot of people from Facebook, you know that you don't have to invest money in YouTube more, but you could probably invest more money in Facebook if it's already giving you a good turnout. So that pinpoints what's actually working best for you and where you're broadcasting yourself that's actually more beneficial. So this is a great tool for people to track where they're getting their leads from instead of just their website. So that also is built into here, so you don't have to go through a different tracking website. So I learned about that my last class, because a lot of people, once I learned about it, I'm like, wow, that's actually really cool, because then you could file out where you could invest into to get a better payback from it. Pretty nice. At first I was like, what does it mean, link generator? So on this side, that's pretty much all on that side. Support, if you ever have any heavy questions that maybe I'm not able to answer, most of the time I am able to answer them. But if there's something over my head or it's something that is a bug fix, you're able to go in here and contact their support. They always answer, and they'll always reply pretty quickly within a day through email, or they'll answer the phone within 3 minutes whenever I call them every time. So they're always there to help too. But what I wanted to highlight is in their training. I know this is a lot of information, but their training has a lot of walkthroughs, which is great. So I know someone earlier asked me about the 3-day training. So these are the 3-day training. So I'm going to go over why it's important to do this, because with BoomTown, what it does is it generates leads, but people have to go to your website to get it. We have a thing called the BoomTown leads team here. And if you have 3 sales within the past 12 months and you go through this 3-day training and you've been through this class right now, you could be on our leads team. And on the leads team, what it does is it pushes leads that have been through our website and done the questionnaire that you don't even have to work for. So it's free leads that will be pushed to you that you don't have to pay for. And it's after just going through all the courses and doing the 3 sales, then we could put you onto our leads team. There's only 25 spots, so every month we go through and see who's actually using it and contacting people. And if they're not contacting the leads, we kick them off, put them back on the waiting list, and then new people are able to go on to see. We want everyone to utilize it and everyone to take advantage because it's free leads. It's people who are interested and you don't have to broadcast yourself or pay for it. So we want the most people to take advantage of that. So this is why this training area is important to know of if you do want to be on there. Just keep in mind you have to have the 3 sales, go through this class, and then be in this class in order to be put on it. Usually we see people cycle through kind of fast because every month and every other week I go through the list to see who's actually using it. I send out reminders to the people on the team to make sure that they're using it. So if they're not using it, they really don't have an excuse. So I kick them off so other people could take advantage of it because that's money that might be just flying by. So that's a great tool too and a great feature. So the training university, you definitely want to go through this if that's something you plan to be on. But as well, they have live sessions and walkthroughs for their interface. So if you had questions about certain topics, you'd be able to go through and see them. So lead assignments, sorting and managing your database using smart drip campaigns, scripting, bulk actions. It really goes through almost absolutely everything on here. And the BoomTown Now app is also the mobile app that I think that's what it's called. I said BoomTown Mobile, but it's BoomTown Now. So that's their mobile app too. So you can get that on your phone. Whenever you're on the leads team, you definitely want to have it because whenever the leads come in, it's kind of the first person who contacts it gets it. So you'll get a notification as soon as that person comes in. You reach them, that's claimed your lead. So it's a Shark Tank is what they call it. So whenever a lead comes in, the whole Jaws thing plays. So then whoever jumps on it first gets it. But it's through rotation of people per office. So it'll be the percentage of leads that are sent there will be split equally between the people of that office. So whoever's on the leads team per office, they'll all get the equal share, but it's up to them on who's actually going to claim those leads and who's going to utilize them the most. All right, but yeah, I'm here if you have any other questions for training, if you have specific things that you really want to dig deep into, including like email drip campaigns, they go into that 100%. Drip campaigns are a whole nother ball field that would take me another hour, and I know you guys have been here all day. So I'm going to go through a couple more things and then we'll be pretty much done. I'm just going to go through this little drop down here. So we already went through my profile. That's where you customize it. Integrations is where you could actually connect other websites and tools. One of the things you can connect is your Google Calendar. So if you use Google Calendar as far as setting appointments or having open houses, if you have certain things on the agenda, you could integrate it in here. So it will give you reminders and announcements for things that are happening. So if you have the app, it will notify you. BoomTown number, that's where you could set up your number that's going to reroute to a fake number. You want to make sure that your number is in on your profile first, or it's not going to know your direct number. So it'll generate a number for you. You choose whatever number you want, like if you have an office number that you'd like it to direct to or a personal phone number, that you could choose whatever number you want it to route to. And then you could put this on your business cards, on your Facebook, if you don't want to have your actual phone number on there.
Do you know, like on our end, when the call is coming in, does it just look like a, is there any way for us to know, like, this is the BoomTown number ringing?
I don't have my phone, but what you do is if you call that number, it's going to show up as that number is what they dialed. And then you'll get a phone call from their real phone number. So in between crossing, they won't see your direct phone number at all.
It's like a transfer call.
Yes. Yeah. So it's good if you want to have like privacy for your phone number. I know someone else asked me this earlier, like, oh, I don't want to post my public phone number everywhere. This is a way to have a fake number, but it's still connected to your real number and they won't know your real number at all.
Could you use this on your business card and everything? Just tell them the truck.
Yep. Yeah, you could use it on there. It's up to you if you want to use your direct phone number, if you want to use like a BoomTown rerouting phone number. I recommend this one because I think on Google Voice you have to be online to listen to the voicemail or something. I've seen weird things with Google Voice. So I recommend this one because it's quick, easy, painless to do, and then it just directs to your phone, so it's just like a normal phone number.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back. Do you have a question? I thought I heard you go, like you were about. You could also enable text message notifications. So if you get a new lead in, it could text you and let you know, hey, you have a new visitor on your website. So if you want to jump on it as soon as possible, you could have alert sent to your phone. So that's up to you if you want that to be there or not. The dialer we don't have here. The only other one on this list that we give to our agents is called BoomBomb. And BoomBomb we talked about briefly the other day. This is a email video sender that you could send a video, record it from your phone, and send it in an email. And usually if you send a video on email, they have to download it and then they have to open it in a player, and then that's a whole process and no one will ever go through it. With BoomBomb, it will just attach the video, they click play, and it plays automatically. So there's super high stats for opening rate with BoomBomb, and it's a good way to just give a quick shout out. Like if you have a whole network of people in your lead central and you're having an open house, you could open BoomBomb, say, hey guys, I'm at 34th Street Way in Orlando, Florida. We're having an open house. I just want to give you guys a quick tour of the place, and we want you to come on by and check it out because it's a beautiful house. It's going to sell very quick. And you can send it to everybody. So it's a way that you could reach across without sending a text or an email that just says, hey, come here. And it's a way to be more personable. And then they also get a visual, which is more appealing than just having text. So that could also be integrated to this, which is awesome. And you guys also get that for free. So I would definitely take advantage of all of the things because otherwise I think it's like random amount of money per month to use that, but you guys get it for free. Okay, so lead email settings. This is going to be more of a way for you to personalize your emails. So when it loads, you can enable or disable e-alerts for these people. So if they don't want emails or if they just now entered your page, you can send them a customized email. So that way this will automatically send to them whenever they look at a home. So whenever I went through and looked at that house and then it gave me, oh, enter your name, phone number, all that good stuff. This can automatically be sent to them. But as well, you could use BoomBomb and you could just put it in here and it could send them out a video whenever they are looking at a website, and you could just let them know, hi, I'm your local Central Florida realtor, and I just want to let you know that I'm here to help you if you have any questions or if you have any homes that you're specifically looking at. I'll be happy to walk you through any process or questions that you might have. So you have the option between, doing a welcome email or a BoomBomb, and you could customize all that 100%. It'll import their name too for each person. That's why it's in these little brackets. So it will adjust to each person's name so it's more personalized, but you don't have to do any of the work. Okay, and then these are for e-alerts, which is going to be for text messages. If you want to send people an e-alert for any new things, you can, or you could disable it if you don't want any. Then you click on save. The next thing is more integrations, but what it's going to be is going to be for your social media. So I would highly recommend importing this stuff too, which you have to just go to your profiles, copy the link, and then put it into these little bars here. And then what it's going to do is it's going to put these little icons there. So like you see on most people's websites, you'll see their little social media icons. They click on it, it'll go directly to their page. So I would definitely do this if you have any of these. That way your website is just a one-stop shop for all your information, and then they could go to your Facebook page if they want to follow you on Facebook, or if they want to see your Instagram feed or your Pinterest, they could go directly there. Everything's all in one place. They don't have to go to your Facebook and then have to go to your website and then have to go to XYZ. It's all in one thing. So with BoomTown, it really integrates a lot of different things. You could connect different softwares. You could connect your social media. You could make email drip campaigns. You could make to-do lists. You could set reminders. You could text people through it. You could call people through it. You could email people through it. You could integrate your own leads. You could gather leads through the website. You could promote it. You could make ads for it. It does a lot of things that you would have to do on all separate tabs in one. So it's really a great program that I feel like a lot of people should utilize more, especially the leads team, because I kick off so many people every month. And I'm just thinking, man, if I was being handed these opportunities, like why aren't people taking advantage of it? So it's a great way to have your professional email, professional web page. Oop. Oh, you might have to turn off your mic thing. Hold on. I could do it. Oh, you got it? All right, thank you. So whenever you go to your website and everything, you have your own URL. This kind of conjoins everything for things that you might have to pay for on the other hand, such as a website. But if you have your own website, that's fine too. You could link it on here, or you could keep using yours. But the thing that's different with this is it's a complete lead generator too. Some websites are just informational pages. This will keep people's information and kind of create a digital planner for you. That way you have everything in one location. So last thing is just these little icons. These are going to be for your notifications. And if you ever get any messages through your web portal, it'll be right here. I'm not going to click on it because whenever I have my normal email thing, it got spam messages and they're kind of like creepy and inappropriate. So I'm not going to click on that because it was one of those like robot things like, check out this video now. And I was like, okay, no. And then this would be a shortcut to your My Deals on the left-hand side as well. And anytime they update the website, you'll get emails about it. So if they fix bugs or have new featured things that they change, such as how they are now able to customize your banner, it's going to be under this little check mark, which is going to be their, oh, never mind, it's under the microphone. This is the to-do list. Maybe. There we go. So if you wanted to make to-do lists, you're able to do that too. On the left-hand side, you'll see they got little pre-designated categories for you too. So if you had a phone call with someone, if you have an open house, or if you want to send them a thank you letter or text message, you could put it in here and it will remind you. One thing I do want to highlight as well that kind of goes along with our leads team, but also with the normal leads in here, you 100% want to document whenever you make a phone call to someone. It doesn't automatically put in that you called them unless you're using your BoomTown number, I believe. So let me go in here and show you guys how to do that.
Can you use your BoomTown number to call out? You really can't.
No, but it would show, well, yeah, no, it would have to be them calling you.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay.
But I think if they're calling that middleman number that was made up, it should link within BoomTown because it's created by BoomTown. So that shouldn't be a problem. So if people call you, it should be able to be trackable.
Right.
But otherwise, if you do outbound calls, because it says call attempts, you want to click on the little phone and put in your little notes, because otherwise, especially with the leads team, if you're not logging your calls, it shows you're not doing anything. So if you log your calls, we're able to see how many leads that you've actually attempted to contact and how frequently you have been. So we want to make sure that people are actually logging them, so our stats don't show that people are only claiming 40% of leads. We want it to be close to 100. That way we keep this going, because if it's not being used, it'll be kicked off and we won't have it anymore. So we want to make sure that people are putting in all their information, logging their calls. Otherwise, one day we might not have BoomTown anymore. So we definitely want to keep this going because it's a great website and it's free to everybody. So it's something that I definitely want people to take advantage of and use. So I know I go through a lot of information during this, so that's why I gave the little packet too. But does anyone have any questions? Because that's about all that I have for BoomTown. Yes.
Are we able to put the URL for our website on the business cards?
Yes, you can. Yep, you can put it anywhere you want. Your Facebook, your website, not your website, your business cards. any of your social media channels, you could use that because you want traffic to be driven there because whenever they search, that's how you get their information entirely. And then you could also keep track of what they're looking at, and it keeps all your MLS information in one go. So you could use that definitely. I would recommend it because it looks cool whenever people have a website. It's more professional. So I do recommend putting it on your business card. If anyone in here doesn't have a BoomTown account yet, I have a sign-in sheet somewhere right there. So, or if there's one down there, if you could pass that around to anyone who wants a BoomTown account who hasn't had one sign up yet, you'll get a welcome email today whenever I make it, and then you could go in there and customize it. I'm gonna post this recording on Facebook too, so you guys could watch it again later if you need like a step-by-step of where to go and how to pinpoint everything. But if you have any questions, let me know. I know it was probably a long 3 days, so you guys survived. Congratulations. And we'll be seeing you guys around the office. The marketing team's here every day except for Saturday and Sunday. And we'll be happy to help with any questions, emails, anything like that.
Thank you.
So no problem. Have a good afternoon, guys.
Get our passwords if they were signed up.